Peace, love, light, and King Noble Black Supremacy. So with this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 picks of favorite King Noble videos, must-sees, must-watch, that newcomers and King Noble Black Supremacists should watch. Now, so before I actually picked my list, I was juggling from whether I should pick one from the different playlists that I've created for King Noble Black Supremacy, or what resonates more with the spirit. So I didn't know whether I should just because there's so much content out there of King Noble Black Supremacy, and honestly, you really should dive deep into as much information as you can of his, because it's all jewels and gems. So there is not a bad King Noble Black Supremacy video out there. Simple as that. Whatever is perceived as bad, that's of King Noble Black Supremacy, it is not. It is only because you have not studied and observed and absorbed the knowledge and information of King Noble Black Supremacy. If you have, you know that every video King Noble Black Supremacy has put out, you know that there is no bad content that he has put out. So I just wanted to start this video out saying that. So as I was saying, I'm like, should I just take one video out of the playlist that I've created for King Noble Black Supremacy and then do 5 of what really strongly set well with me? Should I do it that way, or should I just 100% go with the spirit? I decided to go with the spirit, and I had initially created my first list and I had to redo it. I had to redo it because, you know, I watch King Noble Black Supremacy content every day. You know, the classroom of King Noble Black Supremacy never ends. So it's always an ongoing process. Every once in a while, you know, I listen to a little music here and there, but you run into people who watch TV and these reality shows. Well, King Noble Black Supremacy is actually my TV and my reality show. So, but anyway, I was watching the content and I had to change my list. So the first list that I created, I was going to choose Phantom Self Part 1 and Part 2. I was going to choose Clear Your Hard Drive. I was going to choose the video about egotism and how God King Noble breaks down egotism and even studies. And also I was going to do King Noble Says Your Logic is Your Prison. But my new list is the hard drive video, Life Continue After Death video, Blind Follower, Phantom Self Part 1 and Part 2. And I also have a bonus, Logic is Your Prison. So I first want to get into hard drive. The hard drive, and oh, by the way, before I get too deep into discussing and talking about what you will hear in these videos, before I get into that, I just wanted to suggest that you watch them in that order. But okay, moving along, the hard drive video pretty much suggests that our minds are like computers. However many Babylonian years we've been here, we've absorbed that information. We've been programmed to perceive and see information in a certain way. And it talks about how you can treat the mind like you would a computer, like how we might get a virus on the computer, how we have to deep clean. And sometimes there's certain things that are tricky that'll come back, and we have to continue to clean and etc. and etc. I feel like that's an excellent video to watch, only because sometimes I feel like some of us are under the impression that we don't have control of our realities. We go into victim consciousness, and it allows us to block out it allows us permission for our creativity to be blocked. So I feel like that's an awesome video to check out. My second pick is Life Continue After Death. Now, what I want to say is all the videos I'm listing, they will be accessible through the description. I will list all of these videos and the link in the description. Okay, so yeah, second pick, Life Continue After Death. Life Continue After Death specifically says that whatever you observe, you have a choice to allow that to become a part of your reality. But however, it's important that whatever you give your attention, you always stay in the present with it. When I say stay in the present with it, you want to stay in the present with it, and you want to be sure that you're not accepting what you see as you, because what you see is only you're just seeing it, you're observing it. You don't have to suck that in and say this is me, because you're an infinite being. So by you not sucking it in and saying that's me, you are allowing yourself more so into the realms of infinite possibilities. So go ahead and check out that Life Continue After Death. King Noble goes in really hard with that, so you will get more information than what I'm sharing with you in this video. Okay, my third pick, Blind Follower. Once you watch Hard Drive, Life After Death, I feel that you are ready to watch the video about becoming a blind follower. Now, before I talk about that actual video, I wanted to go into the connectedness that I have with that video. And I've actually shared this with, maybe a couple people or so. It's symbolic to me. It kind of means a lot to me. Okay, so during the birthing of my third child, my daughter, I was getting ready to push my daughter out and everything. And what I did with my middle child, my middle daughter, or my middle child, I should say, I was able to pull that placenta out. But what I didn't know is that there is a chance that it could break, and then that, could cause an infection if the placenta isn't in contact. So, but I didn't know that at that time. So I was protected. I didn't cause any complications. But when you are birthing, you're not supposed to pull it out. You're supposed to literally allow your body to push it out with its gravity. Your body is supposed to push it out with its gravity. But with my my second birth, I birthed my daughter, and I still had the placenta inside of me. And I wanted to do the exact same thing that I did with her, that I did with my other daughter, my first daughter, I wanted to do that. And, but as many of you know, King Noble, he's birthed his children, natural births. If you're not sure of that, go back and watch his content and whatnot. But he has birthed his children. And one of the things that he actually shared with me is that you're supposed to allow your, you're supposed to allow gravity to go ahead and push the placenta out. You're not supposed to touch it. It took a while for that placenta to come out. But the placenta did come out. But it was busted open. Okay? 99% of me wanted to pull that shit out of me. But guess what? I became a blind follower of the information I took as valuable information, that I took as what I thought I knew. I've already done this before. This placenta, I mean, it had been hours and the placenta didn't come out. But I ended up having to, do some squatting and some walking and all that stuff. And then the placenta came out, but the placenta was busted. So I would have caused more complications by pulling. Like by pulling, I probably would have ripped that shit open more, But based off of what I thought I knew and what I've even done before, I still chose to put myself in a divine position to become a blind follower, despite the information that I've known and what I've been through, despite what I thought and my actions that wrapped around that situation. I'm thinking I've been in this situation before. I know what I'm talking about. So if you enter into those realms of not knowing, it's infinite. It's infinite. It's divine. So even though you feel like you've been in a certain situation, the situation can change. There's still infinite. So we can't lock ourselves in this realm of thought that things are going to be the same and situations and circumstances are going to be the same, despite how much it may seem like these circumstances and situations are the same. Because if I did exactly what I did with my first daughter, I could have caused some heavy complications. But that's why more of us need to follow the teachings of King Noble Black Supremacy, despite what we think we know and despite what we have gone through. You have to become a blind follower so you can really tap into the divine Black reality. Okay, so let me go into the video of blind follower. It's connectedness. I'm still going to kind of use my own wording. So like I said, you're going to actually have to go and watch these videos. Share what you think in the comments. Okay, blind follower. So pretty much in blind follower, that means going into the realms of darkness. What is the realm of darkness? And this is something I actually figured out. In the beginning of every video, usually I say peace, love, light, and King Noble Black Supremacy. So we are trained to think that light is the realm of thought we should always constantly beat into our minds. We're supposed to always beat, it's love and light, it's love and light, it's love and light. That's what we are typically taught. But with becoming a blind follower, it takes us back into darkness. It takes us back into the state of innocence. And most people think that innocence means light. But no, innocence is darkness. Innocence means the nothingness. Innocence means that you aren't given the opportunity to look at something and be judgmental of it. And it's in the light. It's as literally you're in darkness. And like I said, you're restoring yourself to that reality of darkness and innocence. Innocent because, like I said, there's no light or magnifying glasses on things. So you get a chance to open yourself up to another reality, going into darkness and being blind and following. And he talks about how people who have eyesight problems, like who are blind, they don't have a choice but to operate in the world being blind. And he talks about the benefits of that. Like, you can operate in that way. It's just we have been taught to focus on this victim conscious thing, which ties into the programming and the acceptance of their programming. Being comfortable, So being a blind follower also help us to become comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. So it's also training us in that sense too. And then, you're able to stay in a healthy vibration of that. So that's all I have to say about blind follower. If what I shared to you about blind follower was not enough information, go ahead and check out the video. Like I said, if you watch 1 through 5. Check the videos out. Make sure you comment below this video. Let me know if you have any questions, if you have any comments. If you like the videos, let me know. Because I am curious to know what you think of these videos that I'm listening off to you. Okay? So, and then my last two, Phantom Self. There's 2 videos that talk about Phantom Self. How we are then attached to the selves that we thought we were. Like the old reality of what we were before we sincerely entered into a higher level of consciousness. But the top consciousness is King Noble Black Supremacy. So it talks about how we're attached. Like, we might still listen to low frequency music. We might still talk to people who are of low frequency that we used to talk to when we were in our lower self. And we're still attached to that, and we're not breaking those attachments, but we know what we need to further ascend ourselves, but we're continuing to hold on to that reality. So he talks about that in both the first Phantom Self video and the second one. And also the good point that he said was that once we enter into a new reality, people will pop up and show up as those who were in our lower selves. Like the people who we associated ourselves in the lower self realm then pops up in the higher self realm, but they only pop up because that phantom self is trying to keep you sucked in. So you have to break those attachments. So whatever the illusion that you're seeing, you have to break free of that. So that's what he hits when he talks about the phantom selves in both part 1 and part 2 of Phantom Self. And I got a bonus for y'all. I already told you what the bonus was, but the bonus was logic is your prison. You have been trained to think and operate in a certain manner. So in this video, King Noble talks about throwing out your logic and entering into a new reality of thinking and a way of being, and then operating off a pure and authentic sense of logic that was not just given to you at birth, that was not programmed into you. Yes, so it allows you to accept yourself into being an actual creator, a conscious creator, a conscious manifester of your creations. I also wanted to share my personal experiences with that as well. So when I first started my tiny itty bitty awakening when 4 years ago, before I actually physically moved, I started my mini awakening. But little did I know is there's a matrix within a matrix. So it's a consistent deprogramming process that you have to continuously do. You have to also enter into the realms of different habit. You have to have a radical shift in your reality to really have some sincere results into being a divine manifester. So yeah, so what I realized was I started my mini awakening by changing my hair, changing the food I ate, and changing my spirituality, which was very important and essential parts of stripping from my phantom self. But then once I physically moved, I realized I was still in the matrix, and there were still certain things that I had to get rid of, even though I was around so-called conscious people, quote unquote. It's not enough. Like a sincere part of deprogramming is to be able to look at all black children, all black women, all black men, and say that is my brother, that is my sister, that is my daughter, that is my son. Once you're able to enter into that realm and stay in that realm no matter what, you are practicing a higher divine Black consciousness, a higher divine state of Black consciousness. We are supposed to have a deep compassion for our people no matter what, because the enemy has trained us to pick and peck why we should not like each other. So once you are able to accept that as a reality and become a Black extremist, Black love extremist, then you know you are coming into another reality, another way of being, another existence. You've killed that matrix self. You've killed that white man or white woman or white child in you. You've killed them. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Those are my 5 picks. I hope you enjoyed my bonus. Make sure you let me know about those videos. If you watch them, make sure you let me know what you thought of this video. So yeah, like the video, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace, love, light, and King Noble Black supremacy.